And Phil is sitting in the bed. He goes, he's part of the Klan? Dude. Bro, dude.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the Calm Down It's Fine podcast. If you enjoy our stuff, you can help us out by sharing, subscribing, leaving a positive review. If you don't have something good to say or a good review to give, just don't give it at all. But if you like it, share it, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating, and enjoy the episode. I just saw a reel or a meme that said, when you do the Lion King theme song or intro and you accidentally summon demons, and it's like SpongeBob's face.
Have you Googled what the translation for that song is?
No.
When they're doing the it literally just translates to, here's a lion. Yes, it's a lion. Here's a lion. It's literally, that's the whole.
Here's a lion. Here's a lion.
It's a lion. Here's a lion.
I didn't know what the actual words were.
Oh, is that the translation?
Or
is that
they have one underneath of it? Hold on. It's hold on. That's not.
That's good.
Give me a minute.
Starting off good.
La 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 la. English. We translated Lion King. Let's keep everyone engaged. Are you engaged yet? Here is how they translate the lyrics. Ready? Here comes a lion, father. Oh yes, it's a lion. Here comes a lion, father. Oh yes, it's a lion. A lion we're going to conquer. A lion, and a leopard come to this open place.
Dude, that is one of the most ridiculous shit.
Doesn't it sound so beautiful?
Yeah, when you sing the song, you're like, man, this is such a catchy song. And then you listen to the translated version and you go, oh, what?
It's not, literally, it's a lion. It's a lion.
Here comes a lion.
Dude, it's like, have you ever seen the Silly Songs with Larry, the Dance of the Cucumber?
Dance of the Cucumber,
yeah.
Probably.
Do you know what I'm talking about? That's like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Dun, 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 dun. Dance of the Cucumber lyrics. Now it's a watch the cucumber, see how he moves like a lion chasing a mouse. Watch the cucumber. Oh, how smooth his motion, like butter on a bald monkey.
Which is slightly more
in depth,
catchy than "Here's a lion, here comes a lion."
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Silly Songs with Larry is cinematic masterpiece
and just full of substance.
Full of much substance.
Like it makes you look.
I look
inwardly
so deep into my own heart and mind after listening to the lyrical entertainment that VeggieTales has to offer.
What have you guys been up to?
As in today?
What's new?
I am finding the Gen X Bible translation.
No, this is a thing.
Yeah, it's good.
Are you serious?
My head already hurts.
Yeah, I don't want to.
While he finds that,
yep.
I recently got into a new video game.
What's it called?
Well, it's not a new game. It's an old game that I've just recently started playing. It's called Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, you just started that.
Which is the hardest game I think I've ever played.
Well, it's because people have already been playing it for a long time, so they're kind of masters.
There's also that, but like my brain just doesn't connect to the game like other games.
Yeah,
like you play.
Cameron, what episode is this?
86.
Same age as David.
This guy. Wow. So my brain, when like playing like Halo or Call of Duty or something, like you just run around and you shoot stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but like
no, you have to actually
Rainbow Six is like you have to have a team and tactically like breach into a hotel room and like.
When you're done, I'm gonna play this video.
Okay, and it's the hard it's like the hardest game I've ever played.
How much time a week do you spend gaming and podcasting?
Gaming and podcasting.
You're a true millennial.
Old millennial.
Like a hybrid. and studying for your adult Sunday school class?
I wouldn't
Think about
know.
these. It's just like so many. Just gaming,
I don't know how much
podcasting, studying God's word.
Right.
What else
Those
do you want?
Those are the 3 hobbies I have.
Yeah, that's
pretty much the only
that's
hobbies
a
I
good
have.
life.
I mean, I work real hard to get my good life. Yeah. No, I don't play as much as I used to when I was a teenager.
Well, I'd hope not.
No, I don't.
My PS5 is right there. Guess how many times I played it?
How many?
17 times today. Am I close?
Not once.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never played it once, ever?
I'm not a PlayStation.
I set
guy,
everything
that's
up. Like I downloaded Call of Duty. I downloaded Madden. I downloaded 2K. That's it.
I'll hop on and play
You
with
hook
my
it up and play?
cousin.
We should turn the TV and just sit here. And
That's fine with me.
Just live stream
Yeah.
it. I play with my cousin who lives in Chicago. This is the only time I ever really get to talk to him. Stuff like that. Me and him will play a game together.
Yeah.
And then
Michael Shane and Eric used to play a lot, right?
we did used to play a lot. Michael Shane still plays. He plays Call of Duty a bunch. But I haven't played a Call of Duty in years.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's just a different. It's just funny to me hearing like youth pastors playing video games, but it's totally like it's fine, it's okay, like it's not bad. I don't even think it's a bad thing. It's just it's odd to me because I never grew up doing it because we lived in the boondocks. We never had Xbox Live or internet,
Right.
So I played. Me and my brother would just play campaign mode,
Yeah.
or Call of Duty Zombies.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't my thing. But all my friends were huge into it, and I wanted to, and it didn't.
Yeah.
No,
work,
I
but-
understand.
I just enjoy games of any kind, whether it's video games or board games. I tend
Right.
to,
We have board game nights, and those are a lot of fun too. I understand the thing that people like hate about video games. Like I understand why people hate it for sure.
But what? I'm not trying to cut you off. They've been around for so long at this point, though.
Yep.
Like my uncles and they all had the Atari or whatever. You know,
Right.
Pac-Man. Like that
Yeah.
was a big deal. Arcades were a big deal.
When I was a kid, we had an Atari, and that was so cool.
So
that's
it's
where
not
Mappy. That's where I got good at
it's
Mappy.
It's not like an old. It's not like you kids and your newfangled games. Like they've been around a long time now.
It's not a new concept, no. And also, like, I mean, obviously, in moderation, as all things should be
Everything
considered.
Everything.
Yes.
has to- yeah.
So like, you can't just like, but like, I don't see. It's funny because like people will bash video games, but then spend hours watching like football or something,
or
like, you know,
or
whatever.
Spend 15 hours a week in the gym.
Yeah.
Or like hanging.
What's the difference?
Hanging
Like-
out in the garage on their
Right.
project
As long
car.
as long as you have some sort of balance and
As
moderation
long as you're
applied to
wasting
it.
your time on something, I don't care.
I don't think it's like a bad hobby to have as long as you're being like productive to society and to
It
your
is
church.
a hobby I have. I used to be really bad about it when I was younger. Now, like I've gotten way better. Of like, okay, like I do enjoy playing video games, and I will play a video game. But like I'm gonna study my Bible first.
Yeah.
Or
just recognizing when other things should take place.
yeah,
in it.
the
Like I haven't played.
your wife and kids outside the door.
Yeah.
Be a husband to your wife and a father to your children.
Yeah.
Shut up, woman.
Like I haven't played my Xbox in like months, and I just don't have time. So it's like you just.
actually, it was one of the things that I really, really, really enjoy.
You're about to get a lot more time.
one of the things I really enjoy is me and Nikki play games together sometimes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like
I wish my wife would do that.
like we've
You're the
played.
worst, Kayla.
Me and Nikki have played all of like the Halos together, like the
That's cool.
campaign through that. We also played this game called Overcooked. It was like a
I love weird games.
it was a
too.
game where like you had like a restaurant kind of a thing, and like
Yeah.
you had to like customers are coming in and you have to like cook the food, and then while the food is cooking, like go get the beverage ready or make the salad or whatever, but you have to make it back before the food burns and then get it all to the customer. So it was like a real
funny.
it was like real fun.
That's funny.
There's another game that I want to play with her called It Takes Two, and it's like
It's a marriage game.
It actually is. So it's not a marriage game.
It's like
but
when
the plot about
the
the game.
dishwasher needs to be unloaded.
Yeah.
You're the character. It's like Sims. You can go in there and
the
beat
man
your wife.
the man just stands there and looks at it like.
Actually, the plot of the game is about a man and a wife.
Selling drugs.
Nope. Who their marriage is struggling, and they get turned into.
Who bought you this game?
I haven't bought it yet. I just know what it's about.
Man, if you need help, you can get it.
No.
other ways.
I just
There's
know what it's
other
about.
ways you can get help.
I I haven't bought it, but it's got like crazy good reviews, and like the husband and the wife, they get turned into like these little like toy characters, and they're basically you have to make it through the levels to become human, and while you're playing the game, it's like a really fun game. It looks like so. I want to play that with her. It looks like
it's a really fun game.
Because I've watched stuff on YouTube about it.
You're supposed to be editing our videos.
There's a game.
Hey, well, I'll be honest. The video games comes before the editing of the videos.
There's a game that that I have on. I still have my PS2. I found it in a barn, and then I bought all the cords for it. I just found the cube.
That's solid.
Someone left it there.
The black big.
Yeah. Well, I've got the slim, so it's a little bougier than the big one. I know. But there's a game in there called Flat Out, and it is the most fun racing game ever.
Is it the one with the boats? Or like
no,
the
that's
speed?
different. That's
okay.
Wipeout, I think, maybe. Splash Out or something?
Continue.
I don't know. Flat Out, it's a racing game, but it's instead of it being like F1 or whatever, it's like beater cars. Like junkyard cars. Like you go to in the game you go to the junkyard to buy a car, and then you up whatever.
Did you unlock the white minivan?
Yeah, I'm not there yet. But
are you crazy?
When you wreck in the game,
how many points you have to get that?
Your guy flies out of the car, and he goes and then you watch him like fly out.
That's pretty
so
funny.
what we would do, because they had like mini games where it's like you had the car and you drive up the ramp, and then you have to hit this bar at the end so that your guy flies out, and it's like pinball or bowling or whatever, and you're using your character launching out of the car as like the token that you're playing with. So we would, and you could do replays of that. So what we would do was we wouldn't actually play the game. We would just drive around the track doing like whatever, like weird stuff, and then launching the guy out at the most inopportune time, and then we'd watch the replay, but we'd speed it up. So it was funny. We did that for hours. That was that's what me and my cousins did for New Year's Eve one time, and it was so funny.
What was it called?
It's called Flat Out.
Flat Out.
I've got
Do they still have it?
I mean, it's not new. The new one is.
Probably find it somewhere.
Have you heard of Wreckfest? That's the new.
Yes.
That's where that came from.
Oh, okay. I haven't played Wreckfest, but I do know what
Dude,
it is.
it's fun.
Yeah. Typically
They have a like combine demolition dirt. Like it's just like crazy. Like it's so much fun.
Typically, my wife's biggest hobby is she likes to read books. What like a weirdo. What a nerd.
That's a good thing. I'm really trying to. I've been working on a couple books.
Yeah, she likes to read books. Like last year in 2020 for the year of 2023, her goal was to read like 100 books throughout the year, which I'm pretty sure she beat. Like, I think she ended up reading upwards of 110, like over that. But that's like her hobby. So like if we're not watching a show together or whatever activity we get into during the day after work, if she's like, oh, I just feel like reading a book or whatever, I'm like, all right, okay, and I'll just go disappear and I'll go put together like I got a Lego set, my first Lego set ever.
It sounds,
dude.
That sounds sad to me.
No,
the Legos, like,
dude,
bro, no.
If someone gave me the 9,000 piece of Millennium Falcon, I'd be like,
no, it wasn't.
I just think of David all alone upstairs, just putting together Legos.
No, well, I turned
sad.
No. So I turned on sermon audio, and I was just like listening to like a preacher preaching, and then
preacher preaching.
Yep. And but like the week before we were walking through, and I'd never really had like a Lego set, so I was walking through the Lego store, and be like, man, dude, this stuff's so crazy. Because have you ever seen the show Lego Masters?
Yes.
That show is
it's insane.
It's like a competitive like Lego build thing. So we were walking through the Lego store, and I saw they had an R34 Nissan Skyline GTR from the Too Fast, Too Furious movie.
Yeah.
And they had like the thing. So it was like $20. So I was like, yes. So I bought that, and I was just like listening to like preaching, and I was like putting this Lego set together.
Where do you only have that though? You don't have like a collection?
No, it's the only thing I've ever.
Yeah, that's cool.
I have always wanted the Millennium Falcon, the big one. That's like 9,000 pieces.
Yeah, but it's so much money.
It is. It's like
Lego's expensive, dude.
Check it.
For a thing that like I've always thought was like a kid's toy my entire life. You walk into the Lego store and you're like, why is everything $1,000?
I didn't know that.
They can, because some of them are like stupid. Like,
They're like crazy
so
expensive.
the big Lego set. How many pieces? How many pieces is it? It is.
Where do people store it?
Well, some
They have to
people
build a barn.
Yeah, some people like have like entire rooms dedicated to like.
It's not 9,000. It's 7,500 pieces, give or take. And
Tiny.
Mine was 319
guess the price.
I was gonna say 1,200.
for the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
I'm gonna say 999.
Yeah, you're close. Okay, so on Amazon it's $848.99.
I mean, it's still
Still a lot. Yeah, it's an insane
for
amount of
something
money.
that like I legitimately, when I think Lego, I think it's a kid's toy.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
But like I don't. But that's I'm not spending $950 for my kid to put together a Millennium Falcon.
It's $850.
Depending on how much he likes it. Like, if it's a Christmas thing and he asked for it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this
Back
is,
to
I guess
like,
if me and him do it together.
when-
I mean, if
Bonding
your kid is
time.
13, 14, 15, he's like,
Yeah.
Dad, what do you want? Kason, what do you want for Christmas? He goes, all I want is a Millennial Falcon.
this is
back-
this is Cameron's way of trying to tell me he's gonna be like.
It's like, oh God.
He's gonna be like, Kason, look what I bought you that you and I are going to put together, and then it's gonna,
I will not be.
and then it's gonna turn into like hours, and he's like,
Yeah.
put that down now.
What are you going to video game for? Go over there.
Give me the long piece.
But it's funny, like it's like all of this stuff is like kind of generational versus like how what people view as like a waste of time versus not a waste of time. Because like when, not that like obviously none of us were alive at that point in time, but like looking at like references in like historical documents and like when like literature became popular, like Jules Verne, like the original like just like science fiction writers, like. Everyone, like a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's just a waste of. That's stupid. I can't believe you waste your time reading books." You know, and now it's like that's supposed to be what smart people do.
Right.
So it's like it's always like this is like video game, like whatever. Like I don't think any of that is like really
So
as long as you're doing it in moderation and you're not like devoting your whole life to it.
So the new thing's probably gotta be like what, like TikTok? That's what kids waste too much time on.
Well, I feel like that's a whole different.
Yeah. TikTok.
Well, I mean, like, what is the hobby that kids have? It's
Fortnite.
probably still
Fortnite.
video.
Fortnite
games,
is
right?
definitely. I mean,
That's the big one.
It's
that's
probably
the-
still
it's
video
the-
games. Yeah.
It's video games, I think, but Fortnite is still the
It's still
prevalent
very
one.
yeah.
Which it went through that big phase like 3 years ago, but
Yeah.
it's still.
Oh, now it's like it's even bigger.
I
Like,
know.
Yeah, it just gets
Disney
bigger.
just made a
It's-
deal with
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Well, it's like Minecraft. I mean, Minecraft is still like the most popular video game of all time.
Really?
And yeah.
You
And
guys remember RuneScape?
RuneScape. I do remember
Yeah.
RuneScape.
Yeah, my
I think
friend-
believe it or not, I think I have that on my computer. I just have never played it.
have you ever played
My friends
like
were big into that.
RuneScape.
Yeah, it's essentially like Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
Essentially, like it's sort of
Yeah.
the same thing.
I love strategy games. Like, have you ever played? You heard of Civ 5 Civilization?
Civilization.
Civilization
I think
5
6 is out.
Six has been out.
My
But
friend-
6 is great. I love like that's like you start off with like your little territory, and then you're trying to grow it, and you can go for world domination. You can go for like whatever. Like, and I
We
always
used
try to
to-
go for world domination.
We used to get together
Why
and
not?
get.
Why not?
We used to
It's
get
fun.
together and have like 6 computers like hooked up at the church house, and we would play big matches. 6 people. We'd play big matches of Age of Empires, and
know what that is.
everybody
it's
would pick.
similar. It's
Yeah,
just
everybody
another-
would pick like a different civilization. I like to use the Turks because they had knights and they looked
I
cool.
can't help but use America. I use it every time I do it.
But essentially everybody picks a civilization and everybody starts off on different sides of the map. And the thing is to like you start off with like the earliest like the civilization, but like all you have is like one townman to like build stuff and chop down wood, and then you grow and you grow and you grow.
And it's you. It's not something you have to do for a year. It's like one match.
yeah, you can do one match.
Yeah,
I mean,
now,
a match-
now they can take them like at least like playing against the computer for like Civ
You don't
5
have
or
a
something like that.
profile on it that
No,
you
no, no,
built.
no.
It's just
No.
you're
it would,
coming up
yeah,
with
it
it.
would
Yeah.
be like one match, and a match could take like an hour.
So
Yeah,
what's the
but
match
some-
look like?
On Civ 5, it can
that
be a lot
stuff
longer.
always intrigues me. I've seen, because have you seen on YouTube where it goes like, all right, let's have 10,000 gladiators against one U.S. Marine.
Yes.
They plug it in and it actually fights.
I have that on my computer.
Are you serious?
I'm dead
I
serious.
I love watching that on
Epic
YouTube.
Battle
Like,
Simulator is what it is, and it's because Chuck Norris is like
Yes.
the main thing in that, and the game will not let you fight Chuck Norris versus Chuck Norris because it says it's impossible because it's an unstoppable force
we had
against an
talked about
immovable
that, but
object.
I didn't know. I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
but
it's all right.
that's what I really. That stuff always intrigues me. So continue on
I found
Age of
out
Empires.
how many desks it takes to kill one T-Rex off of that game. That was in 2020.
So
I
funny.
don't believe in T-Rex.
It was 99.
2020.
99 desks
Not real.
will kill one
And did
T-Rex.
you download it
Never
to your
existed.
computer?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So we would play Age of Empires, and we would get like 6 people are playing, and everybody has a different thing, and you have to pretty much just take out everybody else on the map. But you can also send messages to other players. So like I would say let's say you were like the closest civilization next to me. I could send out like a guy to see who's over in this area. I find your people, and if I want, I can send you a message and be like, "Hey Cameron, do you want to form an alliance? Keep it a secret." But like I will, if you get into a if you and Dustin get into a battle,
You take Dustin out.
you let me know. I'll flank, and then me and you. So it's like, and it's
So when you're playing it, do you have a joystick or like?
no, it was on
It's on the
a
keyboard.
computer. So you basically like you would like hold the mouse and you would like highlight like a group of troops, and then you would like go to a spot on the map and you would right click and they would all start walking that way. But like you can get to the point where like you're building chariots and you're
Wow.
building like
That's cool.
it
Or
was
like
it got
as
really
opposed
neat.
to having like a controller that like has different inputs, you could hotkey stuff on the keyboard. So like H to A to whatever.
Like if you come across a river, you could walk around the river, or
Yeah.
you could do the research and figure out and learn, and your people learn how to build boats, and now you can get boats and you can go across the water, and like it was really
Wow.
neat. We used to get together, and we, like I said, a match could take like an hour because you got 6 people going against each other, but we'd set it up and we
That's
would
cool.
and then like people would be yelling at each other and stuff like it was just
Now that's Sims is not. That's like. I always heard that was bad. Like it can be bad, right? Like
I have no idea.
Sims is like
I've
where
never
you
played
just
Sims.
create your own life. And do whatever you
I
want.
know what Sims is. I've
You
never
can go to
played
law
it.
school. You can do whatever you want. You can be immoral. You can.
I know.
be
David would know more about that than me, probably.
I've never gotten to Sims because I don't care about having a
yeah,
virtual
I'm not.
dog.
So yeah, so that's not like.
I used to play
never-
Roller Coaster Tycoon a lot though.
That looked fun. I always wanted to play.
My
that.
favorite games were Ace Combat
Yeah.
on the Wii.
The jets and stuff.
I had the World War II one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
It was Blazing Angels.
Yes, I was gonna say that's what I was
It
thinking
was
of.
Blazing
Yeah.
Angels,
That
but it
game
was on the
that was
Wii,
fun.
and it was World War II fighter planes
Yep.
and bombers. I loved
It's
that
so much
game.
fun.
I mean, it was so
It was
fun.
it
I
was
mean,
a lot of fun.
yeah, and I mean it. You had to get good at it to where you have your joystick and you're turning with it
Yeah.
and you're trying to get them in your sight and you're shooting and you're leading
Yeah.
them and
Have
like,
you?
that game was great. And then I had another game called Gettysburg, and it was Civil War,
Yeah.
and it would just take you through. It was only campaign,
Yeah.
but you had a musket or you had a pistol or and they put you in all the battles, and you'd have to fight. You had to fight the battle. And it was like just like any campaign. The
Right.
general says, "We need you to take that flank or hold the line or whatever,"
Yeah.
and you're in the middle of it. And I played that game so much. I loved that game.
Have
and
you
I
seen
wanted
those-
I wanted them to come out with a Revolutionary War game because I liked stuff like that.
Have you seen
But-
those guys that have like those like flight like simulator things? Like they
Yeah.
set up
Yes.
like a cockpit with like a joystick, and there's
Right.
like they got like the headset, or some guys
They
don't
do a
even
lot
have
of
the
training.
headset.
Yeah.
They'll
They
have,
do a
like,
ton of
the-
training in those
like the
things.
screens.
Yep.
I've seen guys do it with like tractor trailer simulators.
Yeah.
Like they got like they got like TV screens, and this screen is like the one window, and they're like going like. My brother-in-law's got a setup where he's got a racing game, and he's got the VR.
Yep.
And he built like
Probably iRacing. That's like the most like in-depth racing game that there is.
Well, he built
It's
like
incredibly realistic.
He built like a seat, like a racing seat with like the steering wheel and
Yep.
stuff and the shifter. And when you're playing in the game, he's got like
vest or
He's
suit
got
or
a
something?
vest, so like you feel the rumble of
Yeah.
the car, and when you hit the wall, like this, like when you're going, if you're going too fast into a turn,
Yeah.
the wheel is like fighting
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And I'm so bad at it because like,
seems so fun.
but I've tried it. Like he's
Honey, come in and get dinner.
I'm almost done my practicing, honey.
well, that's the thing.
It's,
Like,
and I mean, like it's a weird concept, but like on the other token, like okay, it like I will never own any of those cars in real life ever.
Ever.
So you have to
I
make
might
a
as well
toy, baby.
I might as well pretend.
my dream is to get a nice Nissan Skyline. That's like my dream car. So if I could get one
How
of those,
much is it?
They're expensive.
And
They're a lot.
1999 R34.
Tell him right now.
Is if I get it like
In 1999,
a 1999
20 grand.
40.
Really?
Yeah, they just became legal for the United States this year.
What?
And
What is
people
this
are-
car?
Yeah,
Pull
it's
it up.
It's a Nissan Skyline.
Never heard
like
of her.
well, export laws
Yeah,
or import
because
laws. I mean.
technically it's 25 years old now, so it's considered a classic.
Same thing. That's why all these micro trucks from Japan are now like they're becoming super popular because now
So what
they're all the
country
ones in the
was it from?
'90s are Japan.
And it's only in Japan, like that's.
I mean, like you could get them imported over here, but look at Nissan Skyline
R34.
R34. That's the dream car right there. The R32 when the R32 came out, when the
What's
R
wrong with you? It
when-
looks like just a normal. If you told me, if you let me
It's-
pick between a Nissan Altima and that, I'd pick the Altima because I wouldn't know that's anything.
but I do know that it sounds.
It looks so basic though, dude.
Well, one, it's a racing car. It's a stick, which it's hard to find a stick anymore. But steering wheel's on the right side. When the Nissan made the R32, it was so dominant on the drag strip and nobody could beat Nissan that they nicknamed it the Godzilla because it was a Japanese monster that would destroy everyone.
Do they have newer models of this?
You can get it.
Why is it so ugly?
Whoa.
So I'm sorry, David. That was uncalled for.
Dude, I'm not being smart. It looks like it looks like one of the cars you'd see at Food Lion with 3 different colored paints on it.
There's a history of street racing behind the car.
Yeah.
It's like that's why it's my favorite car. There's a history behind this car.
And no one in America can even have one.
This year you can't have them.
And you can have a 1999 one.
They just became legal this year.
A 1999. You can't even get a new one.
I mean, you could. So Nissan has GTRs now. Like you can get an R35 or an R36, but they're $250,000.
Yeah.
Look up the R35.
So
Yeah,
this
the
is the classic
supercars.
model that is not newer ones of the G34.
Yeah, no, there's no new of the R34. R35, R36 are Nissan supercar now, which are like $200,000, and you just
So this is like the Ford 7.3. They don't make them anymore.
sure.
I mean, would
Like
be
my truck.
similar.
The
Yeah.
motor. They don't make
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's like
And they stopped making them in 1999.
the R34. Yeah, I think
See
maybe
Godzilla?
2000, maybe
See Godzilla.
Yeah, see, there's like a whole history of street racing behind these cars, and everybody like, if people see that car, they're like, it's just immediate.
Yeah.
like
Nissan R
35. Look up to 35. GTR. That's the one that you'll see on the street mostly
Yeah.
today. $200,000.
for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're
They're expensive. They're
stupid
very
fast.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's like one of the fastest supercars that you can get.
I've never seen one of these.
no.
I've seen maybe 2 on like
I've never seen one.
95
That's
driving.
pretty though.
I've never seen one in person.
I've
I'd
seen
take
maybe
a
2.
Forester over that other one.
You're so dumb.
I saw a new Forester yesterday.
I take your
or 2 days ago.
1999 minivan that I grew up in.
Hey,
over
he's just being
the
dumb.
last
You
one.
got 136 flywheel horsepower.
Ignorance is bliss. I saw a electric.
That's pretty.
I saw an electric Hummer today.
I don't want to think about
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it is now. Yep.
An electric Hummer.
We could. What about Cameron? What's your dream car? I feel like you don't even.
F250, brand new,
What a hick.
jacked up.
What a show. That's yeah. A rolling coal, baby.
Yeah.
White or just black. Not even rolling coal. I just brand new, clean, 35s.
Yeah, dude. If I could have that R30, if I had that
A
R30,
Oh,
Ford Tremor.
Okay. Yeah. That's
you know
cool.
what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
that line of if I had to like that's $100,000 truck. But if I was gonna pick,
It's probably more than that. It's probably more like 120.
it's nine. It's I think it's around 95 starting the Tremor.
95
My
star.
neighbor right here when I first moved in had a Tremor, brand
really?
new Tremor, black with a charcoal bottom,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And he had like 36s on it, and it was a full bed. It was a
Yeah.
8-foot bed, and just was like. And then he had a Mustang, a Shelby, and then they moved.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's my first move.
You should have traded him a shed.
Dude, he had some nice stuff. I don't know what he was into, but my word. But I like a Raptor, but if I had the idea of having a Raptor or the Tremor's bigger. I think the Raptor is like more. I know the Tremor is more expensive, but the Raptor is more like
Powerful.
I think it's more powerful. More.
Well, so did the
horsepower.
Raptor R. So that was the big thing. Like the Raptor came out.
Dave Ramsey has a Raptor.
Yes, he does. And the Raptor's really cool, but then like Dodge was like, watch this. And then they came out with the TRX.
Yeah.
And if you buy a TRX on the dash, there's a picture of a T-Rex eating a raptor. It's just such a and it took Ford years to come out with a Raptor R, which was to beat the TRX. And then a year later, Dodge comes out with the new TRX. It's even more. And it's like this is like rival. It's like it's so fun to watch because
cool.
they're just getting like everything's getting
what
cooler.
Would your car be?
This 1969 Charger. It's the most beautiful
much is
car.
that?
I've always
They're expensive.
I've always been a Challenger
This
fan.
is the most
That's what
sought
you would
after
pick?
muscle car in America. Yes, they're like $140,000 on eBay for one that's in good condition.
I've liked
stuff
Novas.
always-
I've liked Novas for sure.
Those
I've
are cool.
apparently been born under a rock and raised trimming houses in seclusion of my own thoughts.
I just looked at 1998. This guy
Look,
is selling
so-
his 1998 Nissan Skyline GTR body kit 5-speed manual. He's selling it for $60,000.
Here's the
1999.
1998.
here's
Dumb.
the Dodge Charger vehicle value analytics. So this is not the
All right, what is it?
The 69 Dodge Charger.
Which is also has a history of American like
Racing.
muscle racing. Yeah.
So the 440, which is it's a big block Chrysler
Charger,
engine,
not Challenger.
Charger. That's a pretty amazing engine. This says it's 375 horsepower. That's $51,000. That's what the value is. But the 426, what?
$117,000.
Yep. Look, because you know what? It's the 426 Mopar is the first Hemi that Dodge ever made.
I don't know what those words are, but I believe you.
Hemi means it was groundbreaking. Hemi means hemispherical heads.
No,
so
no, I'm
it's
sorry. I know
better
it. Stop it.
fuel burn. It's more efficient and produces more power. And that's like the Hellcat. It's a Hemi. That's
Right,
what it's.
right. I know
So this
that.
is the first one Dodge ever made. So the value goes from 51 with a regular big block to the Hemi. It almost triples. It goes from $51,000 to $121,000 in value,
Like this.
just because it has a 426 Hemi in it.
You could get this one. This sort of looks like you. 32,000. It's rusted.
Well,
Me, I get.
I wouldn't, as long as it wasn't like, I would enjoy getting a 69 Charger that was kind of a project.
see that?
As long as it wasn't like, as long as it was repairable.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's the project car.
But honestly, isn't that what Doc McQueen was? Or Doc and Lightning McQueen?
No,
Cars
you're
right there?
that is
He was a
similar.
Challenger. He was a Challenger, wasn't he?
You're talking about
Doc Hudson,
no.
I'm
You're
talking
talking about
about-
Richard. Yes. So that was a big thing in NASCAR when so they had that car. The problem, and it was great for dirt track racing, but at high speeds on tarmac, it was terrible because it didn't have enough. So what they did was they came out with the Dodge Daytona, which was, and that's where the name came from. All they did was add a different nose to it and a high spoiler,
Gotcha.
and it became the most incredible race car of all time. It's so much so that 4 years after they introduced it, that NASCAR banned it from being in NASCAR.
That's
it was
the one
so
that
good.
the King was.
Yes.
The on cars,
Yes.
the blue
it's the
car.
exact same car, just they has
Pointed nose.
yes.
Dude, look at that.
It's beautiful.
You see?
I know.
I feel like part of it's like if you don't know, like if you don't have it's the same thing like we're talking about. If you don't know the history or whatever, like it doesn't do something for you. But like just knowing like
Yeah.
what
That's
it
the
is.
dream. That's a dream car right there. If I had one of those, I would probably wouldn't drive it that much because I'd be like,
if I had
I would
that
go-
car,
I would go
and this
into
is
the garage.
What, we'll talk about this later. This is what I'm specifically thinking.
Isn't
Generally.
that general? Is that what that was?
generally.
Yep.
So why are they so expensive now?
Because they're so sought after. Because of
After this much time, they're more rare to come by. That's why
Yeah.
the Nissan is so
Will
expensive.
there be a
'cause they're hard to
car
get.
that's made today that will be worth anything like these classics?
probably at some point, like the
Because of
Hellcat or something like that. Maybe.
because of gas engines and diesel engines.
I would
maybe?
say it would
Because
be-
it's all
yeah,
going to
They
be
just-
obsolete.
They just didn't Dodge just announce that they're done making the Challenger like completely?
because of the EPA the EPA has been finding them like out the wazoo
So no
because
more
of the Hellcats.
Muscle
and stuff.
muscle cars are basically done. So everybody's trying to buy them up now.
Yeah.
What about the thing in Delaware about trucks?
Which thing?
What's that?
In like 2030, you can't buy a gas truck.
California is trying to do the same thing, and that's going to get shut down because it's not reasonable.
Yeah, well, California isn't managing it right at all. Like
No
they're
one
getting
is.
everybody to buy electric cars, which I'm like, whatever. If you want to get an electric car, get an electric car.
I don't have a problem with
Okay.
the electric car thing, but forcing someone to do it,
California is
It's-
like forcing it,
it's
and
not.
then they're also they're using so much of a power grid to charge their cars that they're shutting down the grid. So like people are just like, well, how much you made me buy this electric car?
they're-
How am I
they're-
going to charge
Not
it?
only do they not have power in their house, but now they can't go anywhere because their
Yeah.
car's dead.
California just does not know how to do anything.
They're not, no. And then like they're like we're like one of the world's leading economies. Yeah, but you've always been, and you're declining. So like you're not
One of the
going to
world's
be a world
we're one of the
leading
world's
economy.
leading economies. Look how like you have so many
You're
people there.
huge.
Like
Yeah, but they're all leaving. So like it's dying, and Gavin Newsom doesn't. He's like, no.
I like electric cars. And
I
stuff
don't
like
have
that.
a problem with
think
them.
they're cool.
I think
but-
that forcing people to do it is wrong. And two, like, and even Elon Musk has said this. He's like, we're not to the point where we can support a fully electric America. Like, it doesn't. It's not possible until we start looking at other avenues to produce that much
He
electricity.
just yanked
Like, it's
all
just
his
not reasonable.
businesses out of Delaware.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
because of the
because of the that.
they blocked his.
Yeah, something he wanted to do with his business. It was I'm trying to remember what it was that he wanted to do.
Micah was telling me this. Because
I didn't hear about it.
he-
I missed it.
Micah, who sent us that long email,
Mm-hmm.
his business, the place he works for, what he does basically all day is gets businesses licensed and
Mm-hmm.
incorporated in Delaware.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
That's what, like, everyone does.
But I'm saying that's who he works for, a firm that does that.
Oh, okay.
So you will contact his boss, his job
Mm-hmm.
to do that. So then Elon
SpaceX,
Musk,
that's what he took out of here.
Elon Musk,
I didn't know
put out
SpaceX was
put
in
out
Delaware.
And Tesla.
a tweet and said,
I knew Tesla.
don't incorporate in Delaware. It's an awful state.
Wow.
And so people stopped incorporating, like not all of them, but
yeah.
Mike was like, yeah, we had to put, we were all day sending out mass emails and advertising and stuff saying, we also do license for Texas and Nevada, whatever.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're trying to save their business.
Yeah, so
Well-
he took everything out of Delaware.
Yeah.
Which another thing about Delaware I learned this past week. Do you guys know who Dr. Umar is?
Umar. I feel like that sounds. Just tell me because I don't know.
He's this internet guy who's like super, super, super racist, right?
What?
No, like he's crazy. Like
I'm glad we didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
We're like, oh
But,
yeah.
I'm a lifetime follower.
no, he's a black guy, and he's basically
Oh, so it's like it's the okay racism.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So-
yeah.
so-
Non-cancelable.
This is-
racism.
yeah. We're good.
So he's like one of those guys who's like, every white person is racist, and
Mm-hmm. I agree.
If a black person doesn't buy from a black owned company, then they're like a traitor to their own race. He's that kind of
does
guy,
that
and he's
work?
like super
Yeah.
like he's like big on the internet. I'd known his name, but I didn't really know who he was or what he looked
Yeah.
like until recently. This whole thing happened because he's like making a school, like the Frederick Douglass School of whatever. And
How dare he insult the name of Frederick Douglass?
How
like
dare
that?
he institute segregation?
So
Yeah.
he made a school, and then I
Reinstitute.
found out that school is in Wilmington, and I've located for them while they were working on the building, and I had no idea.
Wow.
And then I found
part
out
of the
about
problem.
I
Well,
die
what's-
in, bro. Well,
what's
that was the funny thing. Was the reason I found out about all this is because he's like, I'll only hire black people. Da, 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 da. And he was trying to get his school built for like years, and he couldn't get it built. so then he hired a white crew, and they had it built in 90 days.
Yeah.
And everybody's
Well,
like, "You're a
okay.
hypocrite," and all this other stuff.
You have all these people that are like pointing, like he probably doesn't even know who Frederick Douglass is or
doesn't-
what. Like it doesn't like he has no idea. Frederick Douglass is famous for quoting, "There's only one party for freedom, which is the Republican Party."
All right.
If he like he
Wasn't
doesn't-
Frederick Douglass married to a white woman?
Yeah.
Yep.
But back
So-
to the he couldn't get it built. If you try and get anything built with just one race, you're done.
Unless Mexicans.
Amish? No, you're right.
I know.
You're
I know I'm right.
You're right. But
They'll get
even,
done in a day.
even trying to get just like Guatemalans or Mexicans or I was talking to a guy Honduras. It's hard to get just one race to do anything. Like
Right.
laying the block, right? Doing the foundation, doing the septic, doing the framing. You got that.
Yeah.
Doing the roofing, doing the siding, doing the electrical.
That's why you're supposed to hire people who are good at their job, no matter what they look like.
What?
What's wrong with you?
My bad.
Listen,
This man is going to be governor someday.
hey, I saw this reel and it was the funniest thing ever. And it was this comedian, and he was talking about. He's like, I don't remember how he started, but essentially what it came to was he was talking about the pyramids, and he was like, people are always questioning whether or not the Egyptians actually did it, or if it was Israel, or if it was aliens, or all this stuff. But let me tell you something. There's pyramids in Mexico, and no one questions who built them. That's how you know that's how you know Mexicans are hard workers. It's like,
That's funny.
No one who built them? Mexicans.
Yeah, you can't
Crazy.
even.
I saw that.
I've not seen that. That's pretty funny.
I'm
Though.
gonna see if I can pull that up. No, you're right. That's
so
it's like-
funny.
no, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
One of the video I've seen in regards to the pyramids is a comedian, and he was like this Jewish guy, and he was like, everybody blames the Jews for everything, and he was like, he just like named a bunch of stuff, and he was like, Jews' fault, Jews' fault, Jews' fault. He's like, ironically, you look at the pyramids in Egypt, and they blame it on aliens, which ironically the Jews built it, and it had me laughing so hard. He's like, the one thing we don't get blamed for is the thing we did. It made me laugh so hard.
How should I search this?
I have it saved on Facebook.
Hold up. What's the premise again? What are we talking about?
Mexicans built the pyramids. Just type that in. That's got to come up with something.
Yeah, you should probably vet whatever you start watching before we put it on the podcast, though.
We
Do
have,
what?
we have an editor.
Yeah, but he's gonna be out of town this weekend. So.
David, you ever want to
It's
come over?
Andrew Schultz, and I've heard him before, and he's
Oh yeah, that's
That's
dangerous.
Have you
That's dangerous. That's dangerous to put. I would not put Andrew Schultz on fire. That's dangerous.
David? Have you ever played Forza?
surely
Do you like Forza?
Dustin would have
A
saved
long time
that.
ago. I was never a huge racing game guy.
I like racing games. I like war games, and I like games with an incredibly good story.
Define
Yeah.
incredible.
Like
Fantastic.
typically games that like I would call it like indie,
Here, I'm
like
gonna-
people that like
I'm
games
gonna-
that like most people probably don't play, but I just enjoy it. Like there's
what?
a game that I have you ever heard of what happened to Edith Finch? Yeah, that game is cool. I
I've
like
not
it.
played it, but I
like
do
it.
know about it.
What remains of what was it? It's Ethan something. Ethan
Hunt.
Carter.
Ethan Carter.
That game is fun. And there's that. What I like about there's no prompts, there's no hints, there's nothing. You are exploring at your own pace the entire world. So which takes forever, but I really enjoy it because like there's so much detail they put in there because of that. Like you could look.
Can I read you guys a joke meme?
Yes.
Like just the words.
Go nuts, bro.
Read the words.
All right, me pointing to the menu and the tots. Are they tatered in house?
Are they tatered?
Dude, that is funny.
All right, here we go. Ready? Me. Do you have any books on turtles? Librarian. Hardback? Me. Yeah, with little heads.
Dude, that is perfect.
Okay, here we go. This is the best one. Ready? Me. You mean any historical figure? Wizard. That's right. Later at dinner. Beethoven. You seem disappointed. Me, hiding dog treats. It's fine.
Speaking of wizards, the breakfast Saturday morning.
Bates?
Huh? Oh, no. The breakfast that we went to Saturday morning. Did you see the guy in the Hawaiian shirt sitting on the front row? No. Well, there's this big guy. He had like this beard and stuff, and he was sitting on the front row. And my pastor, who preached at this breakfast thing, right?
Sorry.
Dude, it is Andrew Schultz. Do not play it.
I don't think there's any. I don't
trust Andrew Schultz at all.
Listen to it without
Well, just real quick.
Pyramids. This is how you know Mexicans are the greatest workers in history. Ready? There are also pyramids in Mexico. No one questions who built those. They know these Egyptians.
All right,
That was good.
He found the one clip from Andrew Schultz.
All right.
But at this breakfast, pastor's preaching, and this guy, he's in like in a Hawaiian shirt, and he's doing all this stuff with his hands, right? While pastor's preaching, and then come to find out, he's a wizard. Yeah, he's a wizard.
What?
And I don't know if he was trying to put spells or something on my pastor while he was preaching. He was sitting on the front row at Solid Rock, and he was like doing this. And my pastor found out he was a wizard. Well, he's telling us when we're leaving. We hop in the van, we're heading back to Delaware. He goes, you guys see that guy on the front row with a Hawaiian shirt? And we were like, yeah. And they were like, he said he's a wizard. And Phil is sitting in the van. He goes, he's part of the Klan? Dude. Phil was so concerned. Phil was like, he was like, what was a guy like that doing there? And I was like, no, like Harry Potter wizard. And he was like, oh.
I can't believe
I would never go to the Klan.
He literally went, he's part of the Klan?
directly
Bro,
there.
I was like,
They're known for showing up to events in Hawaiian shirts and
How was his mind that like
and heckling old
so
white guys.
close to that?
dude, it was so funny.
That's so-
But yeah, Pastor said the guy was like doing hand signals and stuff. Pastor was like, I don't know
How
if
did he
he's...
find out he was in the Klan?
I think
he was a wizard.
What are the requirements to join the Klan?
I wouldn't Google that.
Here we
No.
go,
That'll
ready?
get you put on the
Here's
list.
One more.
No.
Here's one more from
Maybe
ready.
something to talk about.
Kidnapper putting more duct tape over my mouth. I said stop eating it.
That's so gross, dude.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Imagine.
Oh, man. But yeah. So yeah, the pastor said that guy was like a wizard or whatever. I guess my pastor talked to him afterwards. But he said he was like doing weird stuff with his hands the entire time. And I was like, that's got to be distracting.
All right. I forgot to do the amplified or the new Bible. Ready? Here we go.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Here about a new translation out called the Gen Z Bible, where someone had taken the scriptures and translated it into Gen Z language. Now I'm going to read part of this. I do want to let you know I would never dishonor God's word. I have triple checked this to make sure this is exactly what Luke 1 communicates when the angel talks to Mary. Check this out.
What?
Mary was a pick-me girl for God and was simping for him in prayer when the angel Gabriel appeared to her and said, "Ayo, you're a real one and the top G is feeling you." But she thought his compliment was sus and gave him the side eye. So he said, "Baby girl, chill. God sent me to tell you you've passed his vibe check. And low-key, he wants you to have the main character. You name him Jesus, and they will all say, he's him."
He's him.
She said, "How can this be since I promised him my body count will always be 0? Respectfully.
Respectfully.
He said, "This ain't about cuffing season, for the Holy Spirit will live rent-free in you, and your boy Jesus will be a divine bro. Besides, your cousin Elizabeth is with child, she who is already older than a boomer and whose husband is way past beekeeping age." So Mary said, "Bet." Gabriel left her on red, and she let the Holy Spirit cook.
Harry reads this Bible, does he not?
Oh my gosh.
Recently,
That's stupid.
Can we name the episode Divine Bros?
Yes.
I was thinking, he's him.
That's hilarious.
I think Divine Bros. We did CEOs of Peace. Can we be the Divine Bros?
Here, this is a reel from a NASCAR driver. This is funny.
Go ahead.
Nope. I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor and I'm not lifting till I see God or a checkered flag.
That's good.
Here, also look at this one. This is.
Who get ready? This is the devil in an interview.
Out today, everyone. You know, it's probably a shock to some of you out there, and frankly, it was a big shock to me too. I thought I'd be doing this forever, but it's come to my attention that my services are no longer needed, thanks to TikTok. Now, a lot of people think I invented TikTok, you know, but I really can't take the credit. You know, that was all China. You know, President Xi, total genius. Well, I guess you could say that I invented communism, and then communist China came up with TikTok. So yes, maybe I could take just credit for it.
What kind of content did you see on TikTok that made you realize you weren't needed anymore?
Let's see, the thirst trap stuff, this stuff about how you shouldn't work hard or get married. I've been trying to bring down Western civilization for years unsuccessfully, and then this little app comes along and bam!
Are you gonna miss being the devil? What are your plans going forward?
It is bittersweet. I'll miss the day-to-day, you know, throwing drag queen shows for kids at libraries, working closely with leaders in D.C. of both parties. But, you know, I've got a lot of big plans for retirement. I'm going to go to Disney World. I've got a lot of great work done there.
Not satire. In all seriousness, now you have a choice.
Funny.
What are you gonna watch next?
Got a lot of great work done there.
That was funny. That was really good.
Disney World.
Oh man, that's funny. So since we never got to our topic of the episode, you guys just want to wrap this one up and then
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I have some more stuff to go through next time.
It's interesting. At some point, we could discuss favorite cars. We could do like a list or something. I don't know. That'd be fun. You know what I mean? Like dream cars. I would enjoy that. I don't know if you would or not.
Let me give you this one more.
I can't hear it.
Gorilla or 15 who would win in a fight, a silverback gorilla or 15-year-olds with baseball bats in a closed, empty classroom? Dude, that gorilla is getting a chopper gunner in like 15 seconds. You could up it to 25 of them and start Freebird, and that gorilla's going to have a nuke before the solo starts. Who would win in a...
So in Call of Duty, if you got a kill streak,
Okay.
you would earn a chopper gun.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, dude, and if you, I think if you got like 25 or 30 kills, you would get a nuke, and it would end the game.
Yep.
So now he's like, if you 25 kids and start Freebird, he'd have a nuke before the solo starts. That's hilarious.
Yeah, you can have any number of human fight a silverback gorilla, and the outcome's going to be the same.
Well, I don't know about any number.
I feel like any number.
But we're at the top of the food chain for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm talking like hand-to-hand combat, like no weapons.
There's
nothing.
definitely a number that could beat a gorilla.
That's gonna be a lot.
I mean, it would be a lot for
here.
sure.
If you had like the mountain.
I'm not saying it's going to be 7.
It's just the idea of
if you-
15-year-olds just getting completely just grinded to dust.
If you had the mountain fight him, I think that would work. Because the mountain weighs like 450 pounds. He's like 7 feet
Actually,
tall.
he's lost
huge.
he's lost weight.
Well, because he cut for. Did him and Eddie Hall ever fight?
I don't know.
That was a big deal, and I feel like we just stopped talking about it.
All right.
And
Let's
Eddie
end
Hall
this
is still
one.
parading himself around like he's like still the strongest man on earth.
He is fun to watch.
He's,
All right.
Yes, he can be. But the mountain definitely whooped him in the world record for deadlift. And
Well, the mountain is a Viking.
yeah. But Eddie Hall still acts like he still has the record.
Cameron's over this conversation.
Yeah, I know. But I'm interested in it.
I wasn't cutting you down. I was letting him go.
Right. I mean,
Gospel drop, go.
Hey, the Bible says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life." Jesus came to save sinners, of whom Paul was chief. I guess I am too. No. The Bible says that Jesus came to save sinners, and the only way to get to heaven is to admit that you're a sinner. Everyone's a sinner. Everyone stole, lied, cheated. Nobody is perfect. Everyone has sin on their count, and the only way to get that count clean is accepting Jesus Christ as your Savior, believing He died on the cross, rose from the dead, and that He is God. And He loves you. So if you have any questions about that, you definitely can email in at calmdownitsfine@gmail.com. If you like a hat, you can also also email in for that or hit us up on any of our social media. We'll be at Youth Ablaze, all three of us, this week. So if you are going to be there,
this will come out after.
This is coming out after. Yep. So, oh well.
So if you were there, it was nice seeing you.
It was nice seeing you guys.
Yeah.
That being said,
maybe we'll record a video while we're there, put it out on the Insta.
Yeah, we can do that. Sure. All right. Peace, guys.
It's fine. Hey there, comrades. Thanks for tuning in to the Calm Down It's Fine podcast. If you liked what you heard this episode, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and share that link. We want to get the episode out. We want as many new listeners as we can, and we want the old listeners to keep coming back. So be sure to like and subscribe. Find us on social media at CDIF Podcast. If you want to donate to the show, you can find the link to do so in the description below. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.